Hi class, today I'm going to explain about uses for feel. Feel have three different uses. For example, the first it's like emotions, and second it's for opinions, and finally for some things that do you do. For example, in the first part, I feel I feel bored when I go to school. In this case, I use feel and bored for express emotion. Next, I feel that Ukraine win the war. In this case, I use feel and that for explain an opinion. In this case, I think that Ukraine win the war. And finally, the last part is feel like. I feel like. The rule for feel like, always you use feel like and next your verb and ing. For example, I feel like driving a Russian tank, or I feel like eating a ice cream. In this case, that you can use feel for different things, and in a moment I will show my sentences for explain this topic. In first part is for feel and bored and emotion. Next, feel and that opinion, and feel driving, feel like plus ing verb. Now, next part, I'm going to explain about modal verbs. In modal verbs exist different ways for explain this topic because exist different modal verbs like must, have to, will, should, can't. But in this case, I only explain about must, have to, and can't. Must, it's for some things that it's personal. It's a personal duty. Have to, it's a duty, but other people or other person give you the duty. Finally, can or can't, it's like some things that it's permitted or you can do. In this part, it's so different when you explain about positive or negative, because in negative, change the uses for this case. For example, mustn't and can't could be the same because can't and mustn't it's for something that is prohibited, and don't have to it's for something that it's prohibited but don't is necessary to do. My first example, it's I must do my homework because it's a personal duty. It's my homework. For example, you have to go to tomorrow for walking with me. Don't is necessary, but in this case, it's a duty that other person give you. In this case, you have to go tomorrow for walking with me. And for example, in negative, you mustn't smoke at the school because it's prohibited smoking in your school. Don't It's prohibited. And for example, you don't have to arrive early tomorrow. You can go to arrive early, but not is necessary. In this case, you use don't have to. And finally, I can fly a helicopter. For example, I can. It's something that I can do. And finally, I can swim. I can remember you use for something that you don't do. For example, the first part, I must do my homework. It's a personal duty and try to do something. And you have to go tomorrow for walking with me. It's a it's a duty, but other people or other person try to give me an instruction. And you mustn't smoke at the school. And remember, mustn't and can't, it's for something that is prohibited. And finally, you don't have to arrive early tomorrow because don't is necessary arrive early. But if you want, you can arrive early tomorrow. And finally, I can fly a helicopter because it's something that I can do. And finally, this part is for uses an ing. It's so hard try to explain this topic because exist many rules about uh, ing rules, but I can try to explain the most common in this case. For example, when you use a preposition, preposition after preposition, you need to write the verb in ing. What is a preposition? For example, at, on, be, before, after, because, from, without. This is the first part for a preposition. Uh, for example, or for example, in this part, for working, after, sleeping, mm, for swimming. Remember, after preposition, pre- you use ing plus ing verb ing. Now, the other part for explain this case, it's a subject of a verb. When you start with a verb in when you start with a verb, you need write in ing verb. For example, improving, it's important to me. Or other, swimming swimming is my favorite activity. Remember, you try to when you start with a verb, you write in ing because in this case, your verb is your subject, and then this name is subject. Now, other part is when you use like or hate, or for example, if you say I like eating German food, you don't say I like eating. Before, after like and hate, you can write in ing form. For example, I like eating German German food. And this part to try to explain after and after, or for example, um, I hate working. In this case, we you use a preposition, for example, at, on, before, after, because, from, without, and for. For example, for working and after sleep, for swimming. In this case, it's a subject when you start with a verb. Improving is important to me. Swimming is my favorite activity. And after, like, remember, after, like, I like eating, or after a hate, I hate working. And my sentences in this case, for example, are you ready for working? Are you ready for a preposition working? Improving it's important to me because it's a subject with I start with improving. And finally, I like listening to music. I like, and after, like, listening.